Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item on the agenda, is there any public comments, questions concerning today's agenda? Seeing none, move on to number one, motion to approve the April 23rd, 2025 agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the April 2nd, 2025 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve the April 9th, 2025 conference minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next one, motion to approve the April 16th, 2025 conference minutes. I'll make that motion. Ron will need to abstain.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Number five, motion to approve payment. Motion to approve the payment from the general fund and county bills, amount of $2,016,577.78.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Motion to approve the exoneration as presented by Gina Rios, Tax Claim Bureau Director, for 34 properties sold from the county repository between January and March 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to promote Cassandra Correa to the Telecommunicator 3 in the Pike County 911 Center, effective April 23rd, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting, hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the April 2nd and 9th, 2025 salary board minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the April 16th, 2025 salary board minutes.
Abstain.
I will make the motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to increase the hourly rate of Cassandra Correa to $26.64 per hour, effective April 23rd, 2025, due to a promotion to Telecommunicator 3 in the Pike County 911 Center.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the Commissioners' meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Old business. Motion to open bids for the sale of transportation vehicles.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, we have two. First one is from Mr. Lombardo. And Dodge Grand something, $3,003. The E350, also $3,003. The number 54, another 5350, $3,003. Number 56, E350, $3,103. Number 57, E350, $3,103. Number 58, E350, $3,203. Number 65, Transit Van, $5,003. Number 66, Transit Van, $5,003. Then I have number 48, $3,003. Number 53, $3,003. He seems to be doing the same numbers over, so I guess that's the amounts. And that's from John Lombardo. And then the other one is from Jersey 1. He did it the same way, so number 48, he bid $1,338. Lombardi wins that bid. 53, he bid $2,578. Mr. Lombardi wins that one. Again, for 54, New Jersey bid $2,558. Lombardo wins that one. 56, Jersey Ford bids $3,778. That apparently is won by Jersey, as Mr. Lombardo bid $3,103. Exit number 57, that again is won by Jersey 1, as they bid $4,078. 58, again won by Jersey, as they bid $4,578. 65, won by Jersey, they bid $7,578. And 66, won by Jersey, as they bid $8,078.
Why don't we just table it until May 7th and just go through?
No, that's fine to go through them, but I just want to.
No, yeah. So we'll just table the approval until May
That's
7th,
fine.
and we can go through it. And then
Yeah, I was
obviously,
gonna
it
ask
sounds like
you
it's going to be a mix and match.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But the good thing is they both did it by the numbers, so it's easy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we need a motion to table the award of the bids until May 2nd.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Okay, under new business, motion to adopt resolution number 2510, National Volunteer Week, April 20th through the 26th, 2025.
Okay, whereas more than 30 years ago,
I'll make the
Congress.
motion, you can
Oh,
second.
sorry.
All in favor, aye.
Thank you.
You gotta jump it.
Just a little bit.
I know, that's all
Whereas more than 30 years ago, Congress established AmeriCorps, formerly the Corporation for National and Community Service, to unite national service programs under one agency, create service opportunities and strengthen communities, and expand pathways to education, careers, and civic participation for those who serve. And whereas AmeriCorps is America's smart investment in local communities, where public dollars leverage private contributions to support locally led, data-driven solutions to urgent needs. And whereas AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps senior programs provide opportunities for 200,000 Americans annually to serve their country through service in nonprofits, schools, public agencies, and community and faith-based organizations across the country. And whereas National Service represents a robust public-private partnership that invests in community solutions and leverages non-federal resources to strengthen community impact and increase the return on taxpayer dollars. And whereas AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps senior programs, specifically RSVP in Pike County, sponsored by Diacon Community Services and partnered with the Area Agency on Aging, strengthen bridge building skills by bringing people together from different backgrounds, generations, and geographic locations to address critical issues facing the country, forge relationships, cultivate mutual respect, and help build resilient and thriving communities. And whereas volunteering improves the mental well-being of AmeriCorps senior volunteers, and their commitment to service reflects the dedication and patriotism of those who serve. And whereas through their service, 76 AmeriCorps senior volunteers improve the lives of their families, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement at 11 locations in Pike County, Pennsylvania, by delivering meals to homebound seniors, supporting local senior center congregate meals, assisting at local food pantries, making calls to seniors via RSVP's senior chat program, advocating for resident rights in long-term care as volunteer ombudsman, providing Medicare counseling via the Pike County PA MEDI program, and supporting veterans and military families. And whereas AmeriCorps Week is an opportunity to recognize the dedication and commitment of the AmeriCorps members and volunteers who serve each year, the nearly 1.3 million AmeriCorps alumni and millions of AmeriCorps senior volunteers and their community partners, as well as to encourage more Americans to follow their footsteps in service. Therefore, be it resolved that we, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Pike, do hereby designate April 20th through 26th, 2025 as National Volunteer Week in Pike County, Pennsylvania, and urge citizens to thank AmeriCorps members and alumni and AmeriCorps senior volunteers for their service and to find their own ways to give back to their communities.
Thank you, Krista. And we have some representatives here who would like to speak to this. And we have Dawn Hoteling.
Mary Grace Pedroso, RSVP Director.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
On behalf of the AmeriCorps Seniors Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, I, Mary Grace Pedroso, RSVP Director, would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the Pike County Commissioners for the generous proclamation honoring and recognizing our dedicated RSVP volunteers. Thank you, Commissioners, for taking the time to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of our volunteers. Your recognition affirms the importance of their service and encourages continued act of kindness and commitment within our community. We are proud to serve alongside with our incredible partners, our RSVP Advisory Council, the Pike Area Agency on Aging, and our volunteer stations represented by Cherry. Thank you, Cherry. Your ongoing support and collaborations are the foundation of our success. This proclamation is not just an honor, it is a celebration of the heart and spirit of volunteerism that lives strong in Pike County. Together, we continue to inspire positive change and build stronger, more connected communities. So, with us here are our volunteers. Ellen, can you stand? Jean, Mary Ann, and the station supervisor. Thank you for all you do. We really appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she's asking.
You want to do it now, or you want to do it after? You want to do it now? Sure, let's do it now. We'll take a time out, this way if you, you can sit here and listen to all the rest of the fun. Take a photo.
Oh, taking a photo. Yeah. Perfect.
Come on.
Good.
Thank you all.
See you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
You will.
And
Well
I
done.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you for all you do.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's good to see you again. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. They have to.
Okay, next we have a motion to adopt resolution number 2511, Conservation District Week, April 20th to the 26th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second, questions, all in favor? On, you're on.
Whereas conservation districts are local units of government established under state law and carry out natural resource management programs. And whereas conservation districts work with landowners and local governments to help them manage and protect land and water resources on private and public land. And whereas conservation districts are created in PA, were created in PA in 1945 to improve soil and water conservation in response to the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. And whereas each county in PA has a conservation district except for Philadelphia. And whereas local municipalities rely on conservation district staff to plan development in a way that conserves and protects the local environment. Whereas districts work in partnership with government agencies, private organizations, businesses, and other on a local, state, and federal level to accomplish their mission of helping landowners conserve natural resources. And whereas each district is led by a volunteer board of directors made up of farmers, public members, and members of county government, which identify local conservation needs, decide which programs and services to offer, and develop a strategic plan. Therefore, be it resolved that we, the Pike County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim April 20 to 26, 2025 as Conservation District Week to commemorate the valuable work accomplished by the Pennsylvania's 66 conservation districts.
Thank you, Ron. Tara, would you like to speak?
So just on behalf of everyone at the Conservation District, we want to make sure we thank the commissioners and Krista for constantly using your guys for help and support. So we appreciate that we get so much from you. We are going to be celebrating Conservation District this week because there's a lot that goes into the work that we do to try and protect our natural resources. So we want to make sure that we do recognize our staff and board for everything that they're doing. Our staff are very dedicated. They all really enjoy the work that they're doing, and it shows in what they do. And our board are volunteer members, so they're giving their time to us, and we really appreciate everything that they do. To celebrate this week, we do have social media posts going out throughout the week that are showcasing different parts of programs that we offer. But we also are going to be celebrating at the end of the week with a spring hike. We have a new program that we were starting this year called Our Hikes in Pike. So we're going to be doing 4 seasonal hikes. The first one is this Saturday. It's going to be at the Pocono Environmental Education Center, and we're partnering with their Earth Day celebration that they have going on that day, their Earth Day Festival. So we're going to be leading a hike from 1 to 3 o'clock that day, but definitely if anyone's coming, check out everything that they have going on. They have a lot of fabulous vendors that are going to be there and a lot of fun things going on. Our next hike is going to be in June. We're going to be hopefully down at Camp Spears in Dingman's Ferry, partnering with the Pike County Planning Office. Jesse Yoder is going to be working with us on that hike, so that'll be our summer hike is going to be our next one. Definitely looking forward to having a good turnout. We really appreciate getting an opportunity to speak to the community about what we do protecting our natural resources and showing how that impact happens right out in nature on these hikes. So we're really looking forward to that, and again, really appreciative of all the support we get out of the commissioners here.
Thank you, Carol.
Next item we have is a motion to adopt resolution number 25-12, National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 6th through the 12th, 2025. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye. This year's theme of kinship is a call to action to recognize that shared humanity should be at the center of supporting all survivors and victims of crime. Kinship is a state of being with survivors that drives vital connections to services, rights, and healing. Kinship is where victim advocacy begins. Whereas crime affects individuals, families, and communities in profound and varied ways, often leaving lasting physical, emotional, and social challenges. And whereas the concept of kinship underscores the connections that build bridges to support services and shared strength among survivors, advocates, and communities. And whereas kinship is the foundation of victim advocacy, inspiring trauma-informed care that meets survivors where they are. And whereas through kinship, we build peer networks and community alliances that empower survivors, foster resilience, and offer pathways to healing. And whereas kinship reminds us of the strength that comes from connection, the importance of listening to every voice, and the power we have to create lasting change when we work together. Now, therefore, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Pike, Pennsylvania, proclaimed the week of April 6 through 12, 2025 as Crime Victims' Rights Week in Pike County, reaffirming our dedication to building connections, standing in kinship with survivors, and creating a future where healing and hope are within reach for everyone.
Tara, would you like to speak to this?
Sure. Good morning. I just want to thank everyone again. April is quite a busy month between Child Abuse Prevention Month, Victim Rights Week, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month too. And it's just a great reminder that all victims, whether they come forward or don't come forward, meeting people where they are is one of the most important things. And I think my entire office tries to do that when we are dealing with people, because while a lot of things that we may see over and over, but a lot of the times those experiences are the first time that those people are experiencing them. So while we think of kinship, we really try to meet those people because they're not asking to be in the criminal system. They're brought in there not because they want to be there. So it's really important. Crime victims are changing, all the time on what rights they have, and it gets better for them to be notified on what's going on. And I know Victims Intervention Program isn't here, and they usually ask for Denim Day. I don't know, everyone, we talk about Denim Day, and that is for survivors. And I think as part of kinship, and the community awareness for survivors in general, Denim Day is held every year to support those survivors of sexual abuse that started many, many years ago. So if the county's interested, I would just ask that it's April 30th this year. I know people have been asking, my office has been asking, so if that's something the county would do on, for Denim Day, to support sexual assault survivors as well, I'd love that. So
we can put it out as a news to all the employees. Again, I know we've done it other years.
Yes.
And we support that, yeah, very important that we
Thank
do
you,
that.
thank you.
Absolutely, and I think it is important that we recognize the victims of crime that, you know, I'll just tell you, just this past week, I have a very close friend who was a victim of a crime, and the thing is, that's, you know, this whole thing of see something, say something, this is a victim of a crime where the crime occurred to her personal property, but she didn't even know why they did it. And now it could just be a random act, but it also puts fear in her because she doesn't know if it was a random act. So that's why I just, you know, I saw this on the agenda and said, you know, when people see this, and I'm sure what happened to this person, somebody saw this, but they're not saying anything. So this woman is sitting out there in fear because she doesn't know, you know, and maybe if they had found out, if somebody came forward and said, you know, they caught the person who did it, they would find out that it was just a random act. Then it settles this person a different way. Right now, it doesn't settle her right because she has no idea. It just came out of the blue of what occurred to her. So I just mentioned that to everybody. See something, say something. It's important in our community that we identify that.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one we have is a motion to adopt Resolution 2513, resolution authorizing strategic management planning program grant.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas Pike County will be undertaking a project under the Strategic Management Planning Program Financial Plan Update, and whereas Pike County wishes to participate in said project, and whereas the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development makes available grants and aid to such projects through the Strategic Management Planning Program. Now therefore be it resolved that the Commissioners of Pike County hereby authorizes the Chief Clerk to make application for such a grant on our behalf. Be it further resolved that we, the Commissioners of Pike County, hereby allocate local resources in the amount of 25% of said project.
Okay, and that we will, Jonas, maybe you can lead us through this as to what this actually means for the county from DCED. So this is a grant that the county is applying for to analyze our financial structure here in the county, and it's through Jonas's office out of DCED.
Correct.
That will help us go through this to pick a professional service to analyze these finances.
Good morning, everybody. Jonas Krass with DCED, the Governor's Local Government Services Center. I had the privilege of meeting with the commissioners last week to discuss a strategic management program grant. It's a state grant for $200,000. Really, it's the commissioners being proactive and sitting down, looking at their financial state, looking forward 5 years, just considering different grants, revenues, and possibilities to go through DCED. I'm happy I've been working as a grants manager the entire process. It takes about 5 to 6 years for the full grant implementation that you'll have to spend the $200,000. We find a lot of success with the program, so I'm very excited that folks are going to enter into it. Common things we see are technology upgrades, infrastructure upgrades, really just looking at the county as a whole, seeing where they stand, and then it's getting a third party to come in and really give recommendations. None of it is obligatory. The commissioners can say no to all of it, or they can say yes to all of it. So looking forward to working with you folks, and thank you for being proactive for your community.
Thank you, Jonas.
You trying to sign?
I did. I'm sorry that I was there.
That's okay.
It's
That's okay.
Volunteer. I don't want to say stuff. It was an important volunteer. Do you mind?
Nope. You're here, go ahead.
I'm here.
Step up, you're dropping everything.
Cards flying all
Don't be
over.
nervous.
Well, now I'm not going to be nervous.
You shouldn't be nervous anyway.
I just wanted to say a few things that were of importance. I don't know if they were said. I'm sure they mentioned the recognition event that's next Wednesday.
Nope.
For our volunteers.
Go ahead.
We're having volunteer recognition.
State your name. Sorry. State your name.
Dawn Wotian. I coordinate the RSVP program and I just wrote my cards together. So God is on my side today.
It's that kind of thing. It's okay. We've all been there.
It's been a very busy month, especially week, because the recognition is next week. So it's a lot of work and planning. We're having it at the door. I'm sure you're all well aware. And it's going to be Wednesday from 11 to 2. It's a carnival themed lunch, and it should be a lot of fun. We're having games and prizes, and just lots of color and lots of fun. I did want to mention that. I also wanted to briefly mention what our volunteers have done in the past year. So in 2024, the Pike County volunteers delivered approximately 57,634 meals to homebound seniors. They assisted at 5 local senior centers serving 9,429 congregate meals. They assisted about 9,000 food pantry clients. That is just with Bushkill outreach, actually. So that's not all of, Pike County has a lot of food pantries, it's really great. They made 89 friendly calls to seniors via our senior chat program. We had 1 volunteer counselor who assisted with 84 seniors with the Medicare Pike County PA program. And then 1 volunteer who is a volunteer ombudsman who advocates for long-term care residents. He served at 4 facilities with approximately 170 residents, as well as trained and certified 9 peers in the Empowered Expert Residents Program with Serving Seniors Incorporated. So that's just a few things that I wanted to highlight, particularly the 2 volunteers that serve in programs that directly affect people, and they serve a lot of individuals, so it's great. I also wanted to note that the 76 Pike County volunteers, out of all of your volunteers, contributed 13,225.08 hours of service with a financial impact of $413,830.07. And Pike County Area Agency on Aging is in need of volunteers in meal delivery volunteers in Lackawaxen, as well as in the kitchen, and kitchen volunteers in Matamoros. And I'm also desperately looking for volunteers for the PA Medi program. I currently have 2 counselors, 1 who's been with us and 1 who is new. However, she has 12 years of experience, so she's going to be great. But we're looking to build that program up because there is a lot of need. A lot of Medicare beneficiaries who really don't, it's a lot to navigate. It is a multifaceted issue, for sure. So if anybody would like to contact me, hotelingd@diacon.org, or the office number is 570-390-4540. And with PA Medi, I'm hopefully going to be getting a cell number that will be a direct contact to alleviate some of the in between. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being late.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number 5, motion to advertise the bids for the Bennett Avenue paving project.
Motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the following human services payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services Homeless Assistance Program in the amount of $8,255, Human Services Development Fund in the amount of $274, Fair in the amount of $500, and Whole Home Repair in the amount of $500.
Motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the Pike County Home Program payment voucher payable to Frank Diesch in the amount of $700 on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to correct the amount of the 2023 Community Development Block Grant Program payment voucher payable to Pro Solutions Home Renovations, LLC, from $7,813 to $7,413 on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Motion to execute the professional services agreement between the Wright Center for Community Health and the County of Pike on behalf of the Children and Youth Services.
Motion?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. The miscellaneous has a very meeting Penn State Extension calendar of events, and that moves us to press and public comment. Seeing none, motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second. Do you
None.
have a question?
Did you?
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
They ran out of here so fast.